Hey everybody, my name is Hamza and I'm a brand designer based in Pakistan. So recently I have completed a cross-cultural brand identity design in which basically what we have to do is we have to select two cultures all around the world and then create and brand identity around those cultures. So basically we have to introduce an idea and then we have to select two cultures basically, and after doing that we have to make sure that whatever we have type of business that we have selected or type of product that we have selected, we have to make sure that we pick elements from both cultures and then create a cross-cultural brand identity for that kind of product that we have chosen. The item can be from one culture or from another culture, or it can be the merge of both cultures product itself. So let me get it through. Yeah, let me get you through the whole process basically. So let's start it. So basically I have started from the research phase, and in the research phase, first of all thing is this: I selected the name. So the name of the first of all, the culture I have selected was primarily Arabic and then English. So my product is an educational brand, which was a platform which provides kids across cultural education. uh, it is a blend of Arabic traditional education with English modern education, basically. So, in the very start, I have selected the name Nourish. Noor is basically an Arabic word which represents lights, and then I have taken the ISH of English and created a name which is Nourish. So first of all, there are I have researched upon a difference between these two cultures. So the traditional Arabic culture is heavily emphasis on oral tradition. Basically, it comes from the Arabic world in the time of Islam. Basically, in the inception of Islam, the whole thing, the remembering of Quran and the other stuff, was heavily oral. So it is a memory based thing. So there were focus group discussions and mentorships, and there are over aesthetics include in calligraphy, basically in the English design. So this is the initial research, and then I have also get deep into the culture and what the values of the culture and what are those traditions and things that the Arabic people do, and what are the nuances of Arabic culture. I am a big fan of basically Arabic culture, their food, their lifestyle, and everything. So that's why I choose Arabic culture. And then the second was the English culture, basically UK, I would say. So it is highly inspired from different. If I say it as in UK, the English culture of UK, then it is highly inspired from red and blue color, which are the again the flake of their color, and then their modernist type of designs that an English culture uses. So these are the initial study. So the other main thing was the British modern education system, which emphasizes on critical thinking, individualism, and inquiry based learning. And then there is an integration of modern technologies in the English culture, which I wanted to introduce into the Arabic culture. And it was the blend, and then there was the similarities. So obviously both are working for knowledge and excellence in education, and both have different things, but there are certain similarities. So keeping this in mind, I have created the like initial brand strategy. What would be the mission, brand vision, and brand purpose of the Nourish, basically. So the target audience was, I was clear that it was between 12 to 24 year primary target audience. And their values are basically different: wisdom, innovation, and inclusivity, and diverse culture acceptance toward diverse cultures, basically. And then tone is obviously inspirational and confident, and also welcoming, because obviously in this space you are well of offering some uh, stranger to get a deep knowledge of your culture. So you really have to be open about in that sense. So, and then there is a visual identity, certain things. And then I got into that ChatGPT. There are certain things I have explored on GPT. I make sure that I make a custom commands with GPT so that it can help me during the process, and it did a lot. So I would say if you're a designer, you should you start using AI. It's really helpful. It's speed up the process whole. And then the second thing is I came upon the mood board. So this was the mood board that I have created, the kind of different Arabic typography, the symbolism, and the kind of uh, patterns they are using in Arabic culture, and kind of calligraphy they are using. So I was trying to incorporate these all the things with English culture. So this is the kind of the same mood. So overall, the aesthetics were really strong. I was going for an educational brand, so I really need to take care of these things. So, and so this was the basic mood board, and then uh, let me share with you the whole fun part of the process where I said basically I have sketched a lot of different typographies, but I don't have particularly pictures of them because I lost them. So I will show you my AI file, which will gonna explain the whole story, the kind of work I was trying to do. So this is the whole thing. Let's start from the basics, from where we started. Let's take this thing. So the initial idea was to create an Arabic typography which will not only look good but can uh, work as a piece of piece for logo basically. So for now, if you see, I had this brush. I have custom created this brush through which I can like create nourish and all the other stuff. If it's, why isn't it working? Okay, yeah. So it's a bit lagging here, but this is how I created the whole nourish thing, the typography here. Then I came toward different things. So my primary goal was to create an word mark heavily based, inspired from Arabic calligraphy. So there was a couple of typefaces that I was playing with. This is the one concept that I really liked initially, and then I was trying to do it in a different way. So I thought, why shouldn't I just extend the line of noon, and then in this typography I really like these two, R and Sheen, and then I integrated this typeface with an extensive arm. So the final look was kind of this. And in the tail of this, there is one thing that I would highly say, that this is basically a lamp thing, charag basically in Arabic, what we say. Uh, so it is like a lamp. Nourish means light, so it represents the light in itself. The initial concept was to include in the tail of it, but after that I did some review with my seniors and teachers, so they give me a hint that it's look a bit too odd. Maybe you can try another variation. So in other variations, I dropped that concept, and I just only go with the word nourish, and I introduced the same uh, diyas, the same light uh, source in I basically. But again, if again with another feedback, I got to know that one problem here was this: there is a huge contrast in the letter shapes basically. So that contrast, what that doing is, this contrast is making a bit of problem for English typography. Basically, this is totally the same thing, but here we have a very huge high contrast value. So this was a problem. So I really need to take care of this problem. So again, what I sat back and got to experiment with a lot of different typefaces, and then I choose this typeface as an the way to go with. So after choosing this typeface, I really have to clean up this typeface and make sure that it should work right. So the final typeface was this, and then I introduced a brand mark in Nourish first of all. So this is the brand mark, and I will tell you how I get to this brand mark because there's a funny story. Uh, Once I created this the whole Nourish thing, logo design basically, I was confused with about the brand mark that I was doing. So one thing that I noticed is this: in the start of this, I was really looking up to that infinity symbol, which resembles the infinite learning. Basically, it was one of my initial concepts. But after seeing uh, this infinity symbol, one thing I realized is this infinity represents uh, looks like 8, and the letter 8, when I searched it on Google, the word letter 8 also represents infinity. So what I did is I take this thing, uh, the tip of this let me just I took this I took this thing I took this thing and then I repeat this thing with the 8 leaves. So this was the initial light mark that I had in my mind while creating the brand nourish. So I take this and I repeat in a circular manner, and it give me something like this. So I again refine the mark, brand mark, and what it gives me is this thing. What I did is I take it, I again object, I did expand this thing, and then what I did is unite this, and then I did shape builder. So this is how I came up with the mark, and then I obviously it was a bit different shape, so that's how I get this brand mark shape. And then the secondary brand mark that I developed was from this. Basically, we take this, we fill it out, and then we came with this. Was the secondary brand mark that I had developed. So the basic thing about this brand mark is this: it has 8 sides. Just a second. Yeah, it has 8 sides basically. So let me just yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 sides, and these 8 sides are the like tip of these things. So it resembles the nourish overall itself. So this was the main concept behind this, and there was another thing that I have developed was this brand mark. It is basically inspired from a Arabic pattern. It's really so overall this was the brand pattern that after all I developed, and this was the brand guideline poster that I did. Let me share with you the whole case study, the whole presentation thing. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the brand overview, and then the first mock-up and the final look of the logo on a mock-up, obviously. And then now let's get on defining the nourish thing. So yeah, it's a brand story. We have started with the brand story first of all, and in the brand story, there was a core brand story was to create a brand that bridges the cultural differences and get together these two cultures, because obviously there are certain things that are different and unique about each culture. So our goal was to create a blend and mix of both cultures, so we can came up with something really new and special to give it to the world. So this was the whole brand story. Then there was a vision to become a global leader in cross cultural education, where knowledge serves as foundation for unity, innovation, and growth. The mission was to empower individuals by so they can bridge the cultural gaps. The positioning statement was to connect the cultures through education, blending the wisdom of tradition with tools of future to inspire a global community. So the personality, it has a kind of mentor, visionary, and personality, innovative, cultural, empowering, and authentic. And this was the final brand mark, then logo look, and then the logo. So yeah, that's what I was talking about, using the eight candle flames in a circle. Specifically, I used eight because eight represents the infinite loop, which is one of the idea about the loop. And then there is clear space for the logo, and then there is a main logo, primary logo, brand mark, and then secondary brand, other brand. Then color palettes, typefaces, brand pattern one, brand pattern two, and then brand in action. So it's a bit blur, but this is the basically poster designs that I have did for the brand. And then there is obviously other uh, brand marks. Sorry, it's a business card. And then there's a logo on t-shirt, logo, it's a bit blur, I don't know why. So logo on mockups, and this is a letterhead, and this pattern is the continuation of how you will gonna integrate the pattern into the whole scene of whole branding thing, which will obviously make sense. So yep, this was almost end of it. And i have I want to give an appreciation that before creating this brand identity, I really hop on to this uh, identity design by my friend Yash Prajati. He was from India basically, and this particular project really inspired me to take Nourish and make it the best work of myself. Basically, it's just so good. The work was so good and so amazing. It really inspired me from to create a cross cultural identity like that. So thank you so much. This was the whole overview of the branding process that I did. Hopefully you will gonna love this mark. I am in love with this kind of mark. I also love to develop marks which are more symbolic, that can be used without typefaces. So that's it for now, and hopefully we will get on other things with so I'm bluffing here. So inshallah we'll do other things too. Hopefully that's it. Goodbye. See you.